Hey there, keto people. Raise your hand if you're a snacker. I know I certainly am. But let's face it, the keto diet can be kind of tough on those of us who love to snack. You get a little sick of grabbing yet another cheese stick, yet another piece of salami. You want something a little different, something like you used to snack on. Well, you are in luck because today I'm showing you how to make keto granola bars. Now, do keto-friendly granola bars sound a little too good to be true? Trust me, they're not. This is actually a recipe out of The Ultimate Guide to Keto Baking, my cookbook. And you can see here that they look like real granola bars and they taste like them too. Let me show you how it's done. If you follow me, you've probably already seen my trick of using mixed nuts and seeds to make granola. Well, it works for granola bars just as well. So we're going to start with 1 cup of flaked coconut. If you're really not a coconut fan, you can use sliced almonds instead. And now for the nuts and seeds. It almost doesn't matter what combination of nuts and seeds you use. I have here 1 cup of raw almonds and half a cup of raw pecans. And for the seeds, I'm using half a cup of raw pumpkin seeds. You could easily use sunflower seeds instead. And you really do want to use a food processor for this because you're going to grind up your nuts and seeds until they resemble coarse crumbs with a few larger pieces in there. And you can see here that they look nice and finely ground with a couple bigger pieces of nuts in there. Next, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of collagen peptides. The collagen helps bind the granola bars together, acting a little bit like a glue. And for that salty sweet granola bar combo, we are adding half a teaspoon of salt. And we'll just pulse those together really quickly. And we're going to transfer the mixture into a nice big mixing bowl. The next step is to make a sweet syrup that also helps bind the granola bars together. So we're going to take half a cup of butter and place it in a pan over medium heat. And then we're going to add 1/3 cup of powdered Swerve sweetener and 2 tablespoons of Swerve brown. For these granola bars, you really do need an erythritol-based sweetener. I have tried it with Boca Sweet and allulose, and they became so soft I could barely pick them up without them falling apart. So I highly recommend Swerve, but you could use Lakanto or other brands of erythritol as well. And you're not trying to bring things to a boil or anything, you're really just trying to dissolve your sweetener into the butter. And once it's all melted, you're going to stir in half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then we just stir our syrup into our nut and seed mixture. And you're going to toss them to combine and get everything coated well. Here's where you get to jazz up your keto granola bars a little. You could add in things like chopped sugar-free dried cranberries. Today, I'm actually going to add a 1/3 cup of mini chocolate chips. These are sugar-free mini chocolate chips from Good D's, and I like the mini ones because then you get better coverage throughout your bars. Next step, we're going to take an 8x8-inch metal baking pan, and we're going to line it with parchment. That makes it much easier to get your bars out when they're done. And you want to make sure that the parchment is hanging over a little so it makes it really easy to get them out of the pan. Next, we'll take our granola bar mixture and transfer it to our pan. And you want to press it very firmly into your pan. So for that, I recommend a flat bottom glass like this one, so you can really press on it and get it all nice and even and pressed in. And now our bars are ready for the oven. They go in at 300 for about 20 to 25 minutes. They should be nice and golden brown on top when they're ready. Okay guys, we are back and we've got keto granola bars. You can see they're a beautiful golden brown. They smelled amazing while they baked. I took them out of the oven and I let them cool in the pan completely. If you try to cut into these too soon, they'll just be too soft and they'll fall apart. So we're just gonna lift it up by the parchment and put it on a cutting board and cut into them. You want a really sharp knife for this, and you can cut them any way you want. I like to cut them into long bars to resemble real granola bars. So, straight down the middle. Oh, they're perfect. And then I like to do 6 across. Well, would you look at that? It looks like a real granola bar, it smells like a real granola bar, and I assure you it tastes like one too. For more delicious snacks like these, grab a copy of The Ultimate Guide to Keto Baking, or check out my blog alldayidreamaboutfood.com.